Hey everybody, Erica Serwin here from Pink Buckaroo Designs. This week I am focusing on this adorable stamp set called Driving By. It is from the Celebration catalog that is good between January 4th and February 28th, 2022. Everything in this catalog is free with a $50 purchase, and this is one of the options. I adore this stamp set. I love the way that these images are drawn. This is my favorite kind of image. I love to color with Stampin' Blends, so of course I love it. And my daughter has what she calls a buggy. So of course I am partial to the stamp set because we love her little buggy. Okay, well, let's get started. We're actually going to use the van for this card. Now I'm going to have two other videos using the other two cards in the stamp set. So if you're looking for ideas for those, make sure you hop back to my blog and you'll find those projects over there. All right, I think we're going to start by making our striped piece of paper. I have cut a piece of basic white cardstock that is 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to take adhesive sheets and put an cover the whole thing with adhesive sheets. Adhesive sheets are one of our adhesives that I absolutely love. Usually I use it, excuse me, for die cutting. It turns your die cuts into stickers. But for something like this, where we need a big sticky surface, it's a great use as well. All right, I'm going to stick that back on there like that to get those sticky pieces there. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and cut along that line right there. Now, what this has done is completely turned my piece of basic white cardstock into a sticker. So I'm going to take those backings off. And this way, we don't have to worry about those strips of cardstock coming off at all. They're going nowhere. All right, the 4 colors I am using are Pale Papaya, Pool Party, Flirty Flamingo, and So Saffron. And I'm just going to start up here at the top. I've made my strips longer than they need to be. That way I have a little bit of wiggle room. I can cut them off. You know, sometimes when I cut paper, my paper's not exactly right. I don't know about you guys, but I am not perfect at cutting paper. So sometimes maybe a piece is too short, piece is too long. This way, I don't have to worry about it. I made them all too long, and then we can cut them so that they match the edge of our basic white piece. Now, if you're really good at cutting, then maybe you can make yours the exact length. All right, so I'm just going to slowly move down this piece, putting these strips on here. You can go in any color order you want. You don't have to do the exact colors or the exact color order I do. Of course, you don't have to do the exact colors I do either. Lots of choices. Stampin' Up! Has so many beautiful colors. If you're ever looking for color combinations that go together and you're unsure, just go to Pinterest and search color combos or something more specific like spring color combos. You'd be amazed at what you'll find. So many amazing inspiration ideas. All right, now let's grab our trimmer and we're going to flip that over and we're going to line this up right here and use my cutting blade to cut all those pieces off. Now we'll do this side right here. Cut all those pieces off, and it looks like I have about a 1/4 of an inch strip left right here. All right, there we go. Now let's bring over our we need our big cut and emboss machine for this. We're going to use the heart die. This heart die is from the Bouquet of Love hybrid embossing folder. That's what it's called. I don't know why it doesn't say embossing folder and dies, because it does have dies, but the die matches the embossing folder. But we're going to use this heart to cut out a heart right from the center of our stripes. Now the heart that comes out of here, and I put my handle on the wrong side, so let's see if I can do this. That takes some skill. You have to have long arms to do that. The heart that comes out of here is great. We're not going to use it for this card, but boy, it is too cute to be wasted. So I left it sitting on my desk for a day or two and created another project with it. So I have another video on YouTube that you can find to see what I did with that cute little heart. All right, so we've got that done. Now it's time to do our cute little van. I'm going to stamp him in Memento on thick basic white. I find that the thick basic white is the best option to color. It's not the only option, but I find that it's the best option for me. Now I'm going to use Pale Papaya, and I'm going to do Pale Papaya Light. I'm going to kind of work in sections. I'm going to do the bottom section first, and I'm just going to kind of give it a coating of light. Pale Papaya. I'm using the bullet tip end of my marker. That is what I prefer to use. Ooh, let's move that. Now I'm going to take the dark and I'm going to go underneath that and around the back, and then behind that well. You're going to create a shadow line basically. Wherever there are two pieces of metal, you're going to create that shadow line. Down here at the bottom, it's obviously going to be darker than at the top too. So now take your light and blend that all together. Now the well, or the fender, whatever you want to call that, is definitely going to be lighter because there's nothing covering it up. It's sticking out a little bit. So we're going to do that in light. Now up here, I am going to take my light and just kind of flick some color there because it's not very dark at all. That the sun is shining on that part. So we don't want it to be dark. Now I'm going to take the dark and do this outline around the windows. There are so many different ways to color your little images. You can use Stampin' Blends like I am. You can obviously do watercolor pencils. You can do paper piecing where you take different colors of pattern paper or cardstock and piece them together. So many different options. All right, now I'm going to take my light pool party and I'm going to color those windows in. And actually, I'm just going to do an outline like this. And then I'm going to take my Stampin' Blender, my color lifter is what I mean, and blend those colors together. I always call it a blending pen, but it's not. It's a color lifter. But if you take it and go like that, it'll blend those colors together nicely. All right, for the wheel, the tires, I decided to do Smoky Slate because I find that basic black is really dark and unforgiving. It's great in some instances, but I wanted to make sure that I could still see those black lines. So I'm going to use my dark Smoky Slate there. And then we'll take the light Smoky Slate and do that inside circle. We're going to do these little parts right here, the bumper and the little exhaust pipe. I'm going to take Flirty Flamingo. See, I'm sticking with all the colors that are in our color combo and do the little lights. Last but not least, I'm going to take the brush end of my light Smoky Slate and I'm just going to kind of flick on some color to give our van a shadow. So it's not just floating around in space. Okay, now we're going to adhere this like this. The reason I did a smaller piece is because if I did a piece the same size, I might not stamp it in the right place for that window. So using a smaller piece gives you some wiggle room. This basic white thick piece is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. All right, now I'm just gonna lay that down like that. All right, let's put it on a basic white card base for more dimensionals. I don't think I ever make a card without dimensionals. They really are my favorite tool of them all. All right, we're gonna put that there. Now I have done some work ahead of time. I have cut out a tiny little Flirty Flamingo heart This heart is from the Give It a Whirl dies, and I am looking for my mini dimensionals, which seem to have disappeared. So I guess we will just do a little bit of Tombow right there. All right, and also before I do that, I'm going to brush some Wink of Stella on it. Okay. And I could pick that up with my Take Your Pick tool, put that right there. I have cut out a basic white banner. This is from the Sweet Conversations dies. And we're going to stamp that sentiment in Flirty Flamingo, driving by just to say hi. And I'm going to do it over on the left side because I'm going to cut it short. All right. I'm going to put that on there and cut it a little bit short like that. Let's put a little bit of adhesive right here. Now I wanted to kind of create some movement, like the wind is blowing maybe. So I cut out these two tiny banners. These are also from that Valentine, the Sweet Conversation die set. So I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow. And we're going to slide these in back here like this. And it kind of looks like the wind is blowing and those flags are flying, just like our cute little van. All right, last but not least, I've got a couple of clouds. These clouds are also from the Give It a Whirl dies. And we'll put those up here. And our card is done. What do you guys think? How stinking cute is that? I adore this color combination. It's soft, but still kind of bright and fun. Make sure you hop back to my blog. There is a free PDF with the measurements and supply list, as well as 2 other projects. Remember, this set is only available through the end of February 2022. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.